So I've never had any formal education on how to do the sex. I wouldn't do any of those drugs, except for LSD. The worst thing about LSD is you go crazy. I swear, I'm just like any other pastor, except for I read about sex in my spare time. Hi, I'm Reverend, please don't call me Reverend Parker, and this is the Church of Parker, where our holy book was written by Terry Pratchett, and the only holy word was the Chinese versus the pizza. Let's get praying. What inspired me to choose the topic is I'm reading this book, Losing It, How We Popped Our Cherry Over the Past 80 Years. It's an interesting read if you have the time, but it goes into detail about how men versus women, paraplegics versus able-bodied people lose their virginity, and it's a good read. So, on to sex. Something that you probably don't hear your pastor say at all. So let's talk about sex. Just kidding, I'm going to button that back up. This is a one unbuttoned, undone type of shirt. Crazy like that. So yeah, I never got the talk from my parents. I know it's a very awkward thing to talk about, but parents, seriously, talk to your children about sexual relations. What I've learned about sex has been from 2.5 Men and porn. And let me tell you, those are two terrible places to get all your information about sex. I had a brief 1-week education about abstinence only through my church, and it did not work. I remember the church very potently made this analogy. See this piece of tape? It's sticky, right? So you find someone that you really like, you put the tape on them, and let's say it doesn't work out. You take the tape off. The tape is your sexuality, in case you're wondering. Okay, then you give it to someone a little later on, someone who won't hurt your heart, but then eventually they do. Then let's say that happens twice more. Let's say you've had 5 sexual partners in your life. Then when you get to number 5, this is the person you are marrying, you love very deeply, you want to spend the rest of your life. It's not that sticky anymore. So this is your sexuality once you reach the love of your life. And I don't believe that, and it's a very shitty way to teach the youth about sexuality. That is something that you can dirty up. I think you should be very proud of it. It's an extension of your feelings, and it's a biological urge, to be honest. Yeah, I swear, during my formative years, I had no training on anything about sex, drugs, or rock and roll. I mean, seriously, I had to take a class in college to learn about drugs. I mean, I didn't do drugs before, but I sure as hell not doing them now. I mean, the best prevention program, in my opinion, for drugs is to teach a course about the effects of drugs. Not necessarily to say, boo, don't do this, but to teach the side effects. After taking that class, I mean, I wouldn't do any of those drugs, except for LSD. The worst thing about LSD is you go crazy. So what am I trying to say here? Parents, please educate your children about the joys and wonders of sex. Because if you don't teach them, Charlie Sheen, Viagra commercials, and unrealistic expectations of women in pornography will. That's my sermon. I want to make a joke about mounting, because, starting on the mount, but I won't. See you tomorrow. Stay super. Bye.